got me stuck here.
I need your stream.
Forbidden land.
Stream.
Me. We. Is it better through Discord and not Parsec?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Parsec, then we get this weird audio glitch for whatever reason.
It seems to do it in Discord too.
Yeah, but it
Like,
fixes in Discord.
Am I supposed to be down here?
This is
Can
a
be.
fight.
Is someone dead?
Because this is an NPC you can fight. Hi everybody, welcome to the Midnight Elden Ring stream. We have nothing to do, so here we are.
I don't want to fight him.
Well,
It can be mean.
you have to die then, because you can't get out unless you beat him.
I lose my grace.
Your 284 ruins.
Yeah.
It's like nothing.
What the rune happened?
He's very hard to beat. Kaiser had to come back for him too.
Well, I just didn't want to fight him. I didn't know what was... Like, I don't know how to get out of here.
You teleport.
How? Oh, I can just do that. Okay. As someone who doesn't like fast travel, I don't like just...
You don't like fast travel?
No.
What?
I just don't like the concept of fast travel. I like having to walk places, and I like games that incorporate fast travel, like riding the subway in Spider-Man or getting a carriage in Skyrim.
Well, that's
I don't
what this
like
is.
just, oh, you click on map and you have teleported here.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing behind it. I gotta turn on my fan, it's hot.
Okay. Backstab was not allowed.
Oh, excuse me.
Can you both?
So what's the plan, Natalie? Fireball.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. Okay.
Well, not off to a good start. Kaiser, go to bed. You said you were going to bed.
He lied. He's a liar. And
Big
not a
fat
virgo.
liar. Remember that movie,
There you go.
Felipe?
He's a liar.
I know the title, I don't know the concept.
It's about these kids getting scammed by this adult. So they prank him real hard, and then that's where that one meme comes from. He's like, "What is wrong with you? Oh, why are you blue?" because they put like some sort of fucking permanent coloring in his pool, and he goes for a swim and comes out like pure blue.
They make him think that every lie he says comes true.
Who is the? Is it Rob Schneider?
It is not Rob Schneider. It is a guy that I cannot think of the name of, but I know I've seen in multiple movies.
Michael Cusack.
Is that who that is?
I don't know.
Oh.
Harley Sheen.
Michael Cusack is JD from Scrubs. That's why Felipe thought of that.
Oh.
Because it's a name he's heard recently, probably.
Yeah.
Who's that one guy? He's like the red-haired, like balding dude in Scrubs. He's like the main doctor.
I don't know his name.
I like that guy. He's a good actor.
He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
He's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but as a like a police union leader, and he delivers the same energy, but as a terrible person.
He's just a great actor, dude. Like, I've seen him in a shit ton of stuff. I just can't remember what, but I know I like him. His whole vibe is good.
He's my favorite character in Scrubs, to be honest. He's just so charming and awesome.
He's a great dude. Well, great. He's a fun guy.
Did you know that Nat searched this up, and apparently most of his lines are ad-libbed.
That's awesome.
Or like his performance.
I watched Scrubs when I was younger. Because it was what was on TV, you know, it was that type of shit. Before we had the interwebs. Oh, Felipe, last night I went on an incredible journey.
That was?
I was scrolling through YouTube shorts because sometimes I do that. Like, I'll go through like 4 before I go to bed, you know? Just sometimes you got good shit there. Like, I've been keeping up with Dinosaur. That's most of what I've been trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a Ron Swanson one. It's the one where he's like... I call this a turf and turf, where he's got like the 2 slices, or the 2 steaks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There was some like 70-year-old vegan in chat who was responding to every single message of like how he was trying to inform people that he wished he had somebody who had told him about veganism because of all of the disadvantages to eating meat as a person. It was just like he was just super full of himself the entire time, even though he was trying to be informative. But he came off as like such a huge cock that everybody in chat was making fun of him. And it was sad because the dude was like 70 years old, so anytime anybody said anything, he said, "Can you cite your sources like I did mine? Can you cite your sources like I did mine?" And he's been responding to these messages for 10 months. This has been going on for months, and the last message he did was 3 days ago.
Damn.
Yeah. I get where he's coming from, but also we don't give a shit because meat is delicious, you know? The one quote I saw, which I actually agreed with, even though, like, I'm totally that guy, was he said he just hates that people see satire in media like Ron Swanson and think that it's not satire and it's more of a role model when it's actually the opposite. I'm like, yeah, I get it, but also I would want to be Ron Swanson. You know?
He is funny. He is hilarious.
He is funny, and I agree with a lot of what he says, but it is 100% satire.
It is an issue that a lot of people don't really look that deep into it and take that face value.
Yeah. It's there to be funny, but I do agree with a lot of what Ron Swanson says, mostly about the government, you know?
And that we should sell all the national parks and give it to anybody who wants it, and if it happens to be a parking lot, that's good for America.
Exactly.
I love Ron Swanson. He's funny.
Too. And that, like, and that's okay to like a terrible character, you know?
Fireball! Ah!
It's wizard time, motherfuckers. Fireball. But it was just sad watching this old man in chat get bullied by a bunch of what I assume were like 12 to 29-year-olds, you know?
That's sad.
Because he was trying to be informative, it's just he did not understand how to talk to make himself sound less like a douchebag, you know?
The only issue I see is that it's the internet. Nobody's gonna actually listen to your arguments.
Yeah, he made like a fucking long paragraph with like 13 different facts about how veganism is way better than being a carnivore or something. And they were all cited, and each one had a link. And, you know, that's fine and all, you know? Like, there's nothing wrong with trying to inform the masses. But I also don't agree with trying to push it on other people that veganism is the correct thing to do, you know? Because he did say he feels sorry for everybody, considering that vegans will live longer than any carnivore possibly could. And that right there where he lost my side, you know? I'm like, okay, buddy. It's a lot of things, you know? Like, I mean, there's that fucking like 98-year-old who's been smoking a pack of cigarettes every day, and she's healthier than most people, right? Like, it's a case-by-case basis. One of his arguments that one of the top MMA fighters was a vegan, and then it came out later that that dude was on steroids to supplement the nutrition he was not getting from the meat. And he actually went vegan after he retired from the MMA, so that made him look a little bit bad. It was just a really interesting, like, thread to read about, you know? That's all it was. It was just, like, fascinating to me, just that he actually took the time to argue these points that people were making as... Oh, Natalie is falling off. I believe she has died more to falling off than to Margit himself.
That's funny. But I see that.
I get it, yeah. I have fallen too. Do not worry. Summoning the NPC, Natalie, is not technically cheating because the game does give it to you.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the one next to the door.
Oh, is it the game gives it to me?
Yeah, if you don't activate the finger remedy or whatever, then that one's an NPC in game that you can talk to, and it usually progresses like their quest line or something. I mean, you don't have to do it to progress their quest line. It's just like another talking point that's neat, you know. Uh-oh.
Why won't it let me switch?
He almost shoved you right off the side. Are you still not a red meat eater?
I don't eat it as much as most people.
Yeah, I get that. There's plenty of other good meat out there. I mean, chicken is like one of the most delicious food out there. What would you say is your favorite meat?
Probably chicken.
It's really good. You can cook it so...
Or crab.
I'm not a fan of crab.
Love crab.
Oh. I found out recently I really like asparagus.
I don't like asparagus.
If it's cooked well, I mean. Dad cooked the asparagus in like this butter that he infused with jalapeno soul. It was really good.
I hope it enjoys being infused with asparagus.
I might have to, when I move out, I might have to get an infuser as well, because that shit is crazy.
Doesn't Kenny have one of those?
I think so. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's what it does is it's a zero vacuum chamber that sucks up like all the air in the area in where like wherever you want what the thing you want infused, and then it like in just like a huge puff just like fills that back up with whatever is on the other side of the chamber. So like the jalapeno, for example, and then like the other thing on the other side just soaks up all of that scent and it's like infused with the essence of it, you know. It's really interesting.
Ah.
Have you upgraded your weapons yet?
No.
Nope.
No, she is not.
Got a new shield though.
You could upgrade the shield as well. Fireball, fireball, fireball.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, that one's main. She found out recently she can double chug a potion in quick succession as well, so that's helped her.
Oh, thanks.
No. No, think about this.
He had you dead to rights right there. You almost rolled off the side again.
Okay.
Matt did the Sully grunt.
The solid grunt. I told you, Natalie, he's the fucking wall.
He's the first wall.
He is the first wall. This is a two-layered wall.
And this wall's thick.
It is a thick wall. I'm curious if Lewis got this far.
I don't think he did.
I wonder where he did stop. Like, what made him stop playing, I wonder.
I think there was just other stuff to play.
Maybe. I like to imagine him turning it on, and it's the very beginning cutscene. It says the first word. He just goes, "This sucks," and turns it off. That's exactly what Russell did with fucking Fairy Tale. Like a fairy tale is just like the very beginning is like in the world of magic, and he's like, this ain't it, Taylor, and then he shut off the stream. I swear that man just tries to make excuses so he can complain or about nothing to do, you know?
It's like you, on a different part of the scale.
Well, the difference between me and him is that I finish shit.
Yeah. You're on the better end of the scale.
Yeah. I complain, but at least I have valid complaints most of the time. And then I also have the right to complain because I'm actually continuing to watch the shit. You know? Like, I get to make fun of Sword Art Online because I watch Sword Art Online.
Not bad. So,
Have you watched it?
I have.
Young Gale was funny.
Kirito has the ability to take himself out. He hacked into the mainframe. He's able to hack into the mainframe and save his weird virtual daughter.
Well, he learned how to hack into the mainframe to do that.
But he, like, sure, he could save his... Yes, he can save his daughter, but he could also do other things that would probably help him in the long run as well.
Yeah, but that's cheating.
Warrior blood must.
My favorite part was when he just got the lolly skin for some reason, and it was the rarest one.
What a terrible show.
Have you seen that clip of when his body, when he's logged out of the game and his virtual body is there?
The one I showed you, the one I told you around.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, he's like logged out of the game, and someone tries to make a point and like kill him while he's in a wheelchair, and like they do a slash that looks like he should die, but nothing happens, and then they go back to explain that actually whilst logged out he was able to parry.
He is so good at the game that his virtual body, without a mind, parries for him.
They just took the bleeding effect from Assassin's Creed.
Is that what it does?
The Assassin's Creed, if you're in the Animus for some amount of time, you get to learn some of the abilities that the ancestors had.
So, but
That's why Desmond's good at parkouring.
But that's so different from your virtual body that isn't real and is just numbers parrying for you in game when you're not logged onto it, you know?
No.
I'm a cat person.
It's a bad show. 10 out of 10. Would recommend for any anime fan. If you have not seen Sword Art Online, you are not an anime fan.
I'd say it's like a core pillar.
Dude, Sword Art Online is the fucking... It's the intro
It's the
drug.
gateway. Yeah, it's the gateway drug. Gateway anime.
Like, I've told this story so many fucking times, but I don't know if I've told it on stream. It's like, when I was first watching anime, it was a bunch of garbage, and like, I watched Lucky Star, which is just about little girls talking about the desserts that they like, and then it cuts to the next scene of them walking and talking about the desserts that they like. And then I watched a bunch of like harem garbage for some reason, because that's just like what was on Netflix or something, like High School DxD and shit, and Rosary X Vampire.
I did watch that one.
What? Rosary X Vampire?
Yeah,
It's got interesting ideas.
sometimes.
I like the plot.
The werewolf guy was pretty hot, but that was because he was hot and a werewolf.
Yeah, I did not like the lolly witch who was super horny all the time.
That's a big issue.
I like the
You're
other
talking
witch.
about the ice one, right?
No, the ice one is the stalker that just literally wants to kill him by freezing him in a block of ice.
It's extremely problematic, is what that show is.
They're all teenagers, and while I do think they are cute, some of them, the goth mommy witch is the best one, by the way, because she's 3,000 years old. It's fun. But she actually is an adult, so it actually is fine. Okay. Also, the ice bitch's mom, way hotter. She's just way hotter. Anyways, I watched a bunch of that garbage, and while I do hold it in my heart due to nostalgia, just because it was like some of the first anime I watched, it is terrible, and it is not good or entertaining at all. The fights are terrible, the ideas are bad, it's just horny for the sake of being horny. But I do like the idea of the monsters. And seeing what okay, sorry, I keep going back to it. What did you think of her dad, Felipe? Was he hot?
Let me do my due diligence and make sure I remember him right.
Because he was a handsome lad last time I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a handsome boy.
Break my legs, good sir.
Oh, break my legs. Her mom was hot too. But and then one day while I was searching through, I looked up on Google because what kid hasn't? What's the best anime there is? And like on Reddit, thousands of people said Sword Art Online is the best anime. It's like the anime you have to watch as an anime fan. And I watched it and I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. Because it was just literally my fantasy of going inside of a game and being a badass, you know? It just hit all of the right autism fucking nerves. And then, so I binge watched like all of that up until Gun Gale Online. I was like, man, I don't know if I like anime anymore. And then I don't remember what it was that I watched, but I watched something else that was like a shonen anime. Because I knew Pokemon and Dragon Ball were a thing, but I always considered that to like be the basic shit, and I didn't really consider it anime at the time. Because it was on normal TV for me, so I didn't count it. But I watched something, and whatever that something was, it fucking hooked me, dude. And then I went down the rabbit hole of Shonen Jump. And like literally, whatever it was, it had to be better than Sword Art because I was like,
I think you said it was One. I think you said it was One Piece.
No, it definitely was not One Piece. I watched Naruto before I watched One Piece. I'm trying to remember what it was.
I really like Fate.
It might have literally just been Overlord. Like if I'm being honest. Because I was really into the concept of overpowered main characters as an anime concept. And that one
was a anime you're obsessed with for a while.
I was obsessed with it. So that might.
I don't know if I care for the whole overpowered main protagonist. The one time I did was One Punch Man. That's because they took it into a
because it was sad
different route than it usually is. Yeah.
Well, the reason I like
like
Overlord is because he's believably powerful. You know, like it makes sense for him to be that strong in this world. Whereas, like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Well, okay, for Kirito, you know, like he's just good at the game. I don't know. What's another one? I like Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho's a good one.
Watch more of that. I started it and I finished it.
You know, actually, I don't think there is one that oh, Code Geass. I don't like Code Geass, even though that's a classic.
Cowboy?
Cowboy Bebop's good. I like Psyche K. Assassination Classroom. Whatever I watched, yeah, I was just like, man, this is what anime is? That's crazy. I love this. Why the fuck did I ever watch Sword Art Online? And then I've never gone back for the newer seasons. I just couldn't. I want to watch Afro Samurai because that's really what got me into anime. Because I saw my uncle watching it. I'm like, what's that? And he said, that's anime. I said, wow. I want to watch that, and I just never watched Afro Samurai.
I think my first anime was possibly Deadpan Wonderland. That was because that was on Toonami. That was the only way that you could be like consistent like stream of anime without really.
I'm so sorry that
Having
that was your
access
first
to,
anime.
I've been that.
Did you like that show?
I was very young when I watched that show. Young, where I should not have watched that at all.
No, it was also kind of horny.
It is also torture porn.
It is torture porn. Did you find it entertaining as a kid? Do you remember?
I like the style of it.
I
That's what I was
think-
saying with that.
I think it has good ideas, and it kind of just dug itself into a hole.
I don't think I registered much of the story. I was mostly taken aback by like the graphics.
My
Yeah.
first anime was
Animation.
Fairy Tail.
That makes sense. I have consumed so much anime in my day. Like, have you ever heard of Nanabaka? Anyone?
Is that the prison one?
That is the prison one that I've talked about
Yes.
before. That
The men
one,
in that are hot.
that one is not good at all, but it sure does look nice. You know, it's got very
Why
good
did you-
art style
Why did you recommend that one to me then?
because it had hot men and a good art style. I mean,
Hey.
that was enough for me at the time. I feel like, you know. No, not that I like hot men. I really appreciated the art style because it was different. Kind of like JoJo's.
Hold up. Let me. Before I expose myself. Never mind, they're not hot.
You don't think they are?
I thought they were.
I remember them being attractive in some way. Are they not?
Two of them are hot. The other
Okay.
two are underage.
Are they underage?
Yep.
Oh, I did not know that.
I think main protagonist is the main protagonist, the red hair bun. Like red hair, black, majority.
I think he's the one with the cuffs on his hands.
He has a collar, 15 on his face.
Probably. That sounds very
Yes,
main
okay.
protagonist.
Yep. He's 16.
His whole gimmick is that a crazy professor put those cuffs on him, and it makes him go into berserk mode, and the cuffs turn into knife hands. Or something. Very stupid. It was, for a little bit, a show about the worst prisoners on the planet in this unbreakable prison. And then it became a show about making those prisoners fight for some reason, and they all have superpowers. Kind of like Dead Man Wonderland, actually, now that
You know
I'm
what,
thinking about it.
You know what was that didn't get an anime adaptation? Bigfoot Island.
I can only imagine eventually it shall.
Give me a hard to do. I'm excited for Uzumaki to come out. It's been in production for like ever.
Naruto
Has it come out?
Uzumaki.
No. Junji Ito.
I didn't care for Bleach. Full Metal was pretty good.
I want to watch it because apparently the magic system is pretty good. A lot of people watch it for the magic system and not really for the anime. I'm not saying the anime itself is bad, but
I like the alchemist idea. It's fun. I hear Samurai Champloo is good.
that's a great anime. Soundtrack is really good.
Russell really likes Hunter x Hunter. I've
All I know
heard.
is that the main antagonist is a very massively implied. I don't know if I could say that one.
No, you're talking about the clown.
Yes.
He is. His whole thing is he wants to fight the strongest guys, and he gets off of on that. One of his moves in the show is he literally just gets a boner and then it has the big word swing behind him. It's really funny. He is the best character in that show. He's just a good character despite having that flaw, Felipe. I've heard Yu Yu Hakusho is really good.
You
Is that the
bitch.
samurai one?
No, that's the one where he has spirit gun powers and he makes a finger pistol and shoots a spirit gun or something.
Oh, that one.
Russell tried to get me to watch Rurouni Kenshin, but I just wasn't into it. That's the samurai one. Gurren Lagann was good for a little bit.
I like Gurren Lagann.
The whole thing.
I like the themes of Gurren Lagann. Like,
there you
partly.
go.
Well, I haven't finished it.
Oh, you haven't finished. Okay, so you don't know.
No, but a lot of people tell me how it plays. Not like the entirety, but like the themings of the show sound really interesting to me.
You should finish it, or if you want to keep liking the show, don't finish it.
Oh wait,
Steins
no,
Gate.
I was thinking of Neon Genesis.
Oh yeah, no.
I know that the older brother is pretty hot.
Older brother.
I don't know if it's the older brother, but the guy who has the big glasses.
Yeah, I think we're talking about two different things.
Gurren Lagann.
I don't think Gurren Lagann is what I thought it was either.
We're thinking of Evangelion.
I was thinking of Evangelion.
Yeah. So yeah, my statement still stands. I heard that, like, from how people describe it to me without spoilers, it sounds interesting.
It is definitely an interesting direction they took it, but I do not think it was the correct direction they should have taken it, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
If you, like, you should watch it if you're interested in it, but once again, I'm not sure if you would like the show anymore. I didn't.
What about Darling in the Franxx?
Or no, wait, I'm thinking of Darling in the Franxx. Yeah, no, don't watch that one. That one sucks. It actually starts out good. There's so many that just merge together for me. Darling in the Franxx is the one that starts out good and ends very weirdly. Evangelion is good. That's right, I remember now. Have you seen Darling in the Franxx, Felipe?
Nope. I've seen the characters.
Yeah, they're good characters.
It's good. It's good. It just takes a weird twist, and not everyone's on board with that twist.
That's because the twist is stupid, and I don't know why they did it.
I don't think
I
I'm
like-
gonna check it out.
I liked it, but it is a horny straight men's anime.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like they get into the ship and the women are bent over and the men have their pelvises pressed up against the woman to make these giant robots move.
They explain why. But
It's stupid and doesn't make sense, but it does in anime, so you know. It's fine.
oh.
Good
the
ideas.
scientific reason behind it is like makes sense, but it clearly was they used it on purpose.
To be horny.
Yeah.
One of the harm animes that I actually did enjoy was Infinite Stratos. I thought that was a lot of fun because they just got into they just fucking got into Gundams and flew around and shit. It was a lot of fun.
What the hell was that?
What, his swing?
No, he just did 10 attacks all back to back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
can do
does that
that.
sometimes. What was it called?
I wasn't even.
What was the
Jeez.
anime just labeled?
I just said
Yeah.
Infinite Stratos.
Is that the one where it's a guy going to an all-female school
That's usually the case.
where it is mechs?
Yeah. I
He's
like
apparently the only one going to the school.
because he's the only one who can pilot it, or he's the only male that can power an Infinite Stratos because
I
the
didn't
person
know.
who made them is sexist.
it, it annoys me when people explain to me, like, somebody explained the plot to me of that show. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty interesting. I wanted to check it out. And like you said, it's just horny for the sake of being horny.
It is horny bait, but I do think that it is fun to see the mechs fly around and shoot shit at each other, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
Which is
definitely
fine.
not on the same level as, like, Monster Musume, which is nothing but furry bait, you know? And the snake bitch is hot.
Is that
Anyways.
the one where it's brothel reviews but fantasy?
No. Brothel Reviews is different. Monster Musume is we find out monster girls exist. And then in an exchange program, these monsters are coming over from the other world or something. And they're like, it's like they're your new roommate basically.
Mm-hmm.
But it's illegal to have sex with them. But unfortunately, the snake one really likes him, and then he starts adopting others, not because he wants to, but because the government says, you're our experiment, so you're gonna try this. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's main character not wanting what's happening, but is too kind to say no type of shit. That is unfortunate, Natalie. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
It's happening every goddamn time.
I heard Trigun's pretty good, too. That's a 1998 anime. Space Dandy.
A good comedy one I enjoyed was Ranma.
Yeah.
I want to watch Space Dandy.
That's a good comedy one. That's a 90s anime.
A classic is Fist of the North Star. That's a great one.
Yeah.
I liked Sailor Moon.
wanna watch Sailor
Caesar
Moon
liked
sometime.
Sailor Moon too. It was the only anime he liked actually, but he had no idea what it was ever happening in
No, game, don't bullshit me.
it.
It's weird that he doesn't like anime.
Did you see the game immediately try to knock me off when I'm trying to get my craze?
I did see that.
I say it's weird because I remember in high school, I think he dropped like a sketchbook of his, and it was anime drawings.
Caesar?
Yes,
I don't think those were his.
something.
Just kill me. Just kill me. Just kill me. Thank you.
Well, whatever it was, it ended up in his belongings.
Okay. One that I like that's a bit of a weird one is Made in Abyss. I really enjoy that one. Russell and I liked The Promised Neverland until like halfway through season 1.
Blaine really likes that one. You know, it's an anime that seems good, but kind of fumbles massively.
What?
Demon Slayer.
I don't know. I like Demon Slayer.
I like bits of it.
I like Michael Jackson.
I want to like it. It's just not enough.
I mean, I just watch it. I oogle at the pretty colors. That's what I do, you know? Because that's what that show is. It's to oogle at the pretty colors.
Yeah.
And to definitely not have sex with our demon sister.
That's pretty rough as well.
Who forcefully transforms into adult when she uses her demon powers.
Pretty terrible. I don't like that. Nasty.
It's really funny. It's really funny how we're just supposed to pretend that this is not an incestuous relationship, you know?
It's like
I
that.
just-
What was it? No Game, No Life.
She's not a child.
That
Oh
one,
my god, don't even. That one was just straight up incest.
I like
Well,
No Game No Life
okay,
for
like-
the themes inside of it, but to be fair, they are not blood related brother and sister.
But she's still a child.
yeah, isn't she still under 8?
Hold that thought.
Well, like, there's a lot of things that do this, like, that I look at them, like, why aren't you doing this? Like, Wisteria Lady, who coats her sword using wisteria flowers, and, that's her ability or whatever. I'm like, why doesn't everybody do that? Why is it only you?
I don't
can't.
know. Because that's what she does. Ooh, yeah, Sora is an 18-year-old boy who excels at strategy and cold readings, and Shiro is an 11-year-old girl who excels at calculations and logic. Oh, that's way worse than I remember.
Yeah.
But I really do like the Angel game where they like have to say words and they can't repeat words that the other has said unless it's a word the other has said, and then they can bring it back, you know? I thought that was a lot of fun. I wish I could play that game in real life.
I think the visuals of that show are cool.
Yes. They are very pretty visuals.
That's the point thing. It's massively disgusting, horny.
Very.
Oh, same ledge again. I like My Love Story because I think it's a cute, fun, but funny love story anime, you know? That's that one with, like, the huge, massive, fucking ripped dude.
Whenever someone brings up the anime, I like sharing my favorite cover of the manga volume. Give me a second.
Okay. I like when she was talking to his friend and he was hiding under the bed. He's like, "You can come out now," and he just lifts up the entire bed with her on top of it, just like as a fucking giant rising up from underneath the bridge. That show's so funny. God, I love that show.
I believe in you, Natalie.
It's just a cute little anime. Daily.
It's not him that's the problem.
Well then, don't.
Goddamn ledge.
Stop going near the ledge then.
I can't control it when he does shit like this.
Daily life of high school boys is pretty funny as well. Yeah, that's a good image.
I found another good one.
They're all good. He's just a great. I want to be friends with that guy, dude. He looks like so much fun, you know.
They did a live action.
Ugh. Was it good?
What was the show? Something high school guys.
Daily life
something.
of high school boys. That one's just like, it's literally the boys being dudes anime. Where like one example I remember is he sits next to a girl on the subway, and she gets up and leaves, and he feels a little bit devastated, and then they go in like to the same building, and he's at the elevator and it's closing, and she asks if he can hold it, and she'd be super grateful, and he just stares at her blankly as the door closes before smirking. Just boys being dudes, and then in the elevator they're like high-fiving and shit. That's a good one.
Mother.
I did not like ReZero. That was not one I enjoyed.
I did not like ReZero either.
It was an odd show to me. I didn't really understand it.
I hate it for non-anime reasons.
Oh.
I watched it because of friend said it was really good. And heard other people say it was really good, but a friend told me it was really good, so I was like, okay, I'll watch it. I watched it, and they're like, what do you think of it? I said I didn't like it. I said, well, you just don't like anime.
Ugh. I hate those people.
I was like, okay. You're one of these people. That was the first anime we disagreed on. After that, I just did not take his suggestions. I'd be like, yeah, I'll put that on my list.
Yeah. One that's more recent, Kaguya-sama Love is War, is a really good one.
What's that one? Well, two animes. It's a guy whose life is perfect, and that's just the whole show.
The arena's just not big enough for him. It's stupid.
That's part of the hard part.
Yeah. It's a high schooler who just does everything so cool. and everybody's
Oh.
in awe about him.
Don't you know I'm Sakimoto?
Yeah, that one.
I love that one.
That one's pretty good. And then there's another anime, I think you showed me this one as well, where it's just a guy, and there's a classmate that sits right next to him, and he just does random things.
Yeah, it's like
he
it's like
polishes
short
his
animes
desk.
where it's like how to be a procrastinator or something.
Yeah.
That's also good. I might have to show Kaiser Haven't You Heard I'm Sakimoto, because that one's just too good not to see, you know?
This is great.
I love when he goes to America and we all just have huge ass hair and noses.
I like I don't think we really talked about it that much, but I did like Psyche K a lot.
Psyche K is a great one. His fucking dumbass friend is my favorite character in that show.
His brother is an issue in that show.
What do you mean, Felipe? Are you talking about the person who just likes getting his ass beat all the time by his brother?
I believe his younger brother, even.
His younger brother he just gets off on?
Well, he doesn't get off to his brother. He gets off to the defeat by his brother.
Because he's so good at everything else, you know. I think it's because it's an experience that only his brother can give him, which sounds awful now that I've said it out loud.
Yeah. Also, the really edgy white-haired kid who thinks he's the main character at all times.
I love that guy too.
I liked it. I liked the episode where they went to the art exhibit and he posted his own art into the exhibit itself.
Yeah.
And everybody shot on it. I got really sad.
He's literally just the dude from Mashal. The red-haired guy.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, when I was reading that book, like I was reading it week to week, you know, like going to Barnes and Noble picking it up. I was like, man, I can totally see this being an anime, but I'm not sure how well it will do because it really is just kind of the same shit, but like a different story, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely a coin toss, I feel. Because there were so many similarities with just like One Punch Man, you know. One that I want Russell to watch, but he's just refusing to watch is Gintama.
Let me see.
That's a old classic from 2005. And it's just like,
Oh, why hasn't he watched it?
because he doesn't listen to me unless it's he's literally the Morty's math teacher where he's like, and that's my idea. That is an original thought. It has to be his idea, otherwise he won't listen to me. I've made the list for him, and he's refused to use the list that he told me to make. Like, we tried to watch Dr. Stone, and then he said, since I read ahead, just tell him, and we'll keep watching so I can make fun of it. And they said, now that I know how it ends, I don't want to watch it. I'm like, okay.
Is that why you're so skittish to give spoilers out?
Russell is part of that reason, yes. Because anytime I have, he says he doesn't want spoilers, but then he just tells people to tell him anyways, and then he'll complain that you told him, and then say, I don't even want to watch the show anymore, you know?
It's like Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
We're not talking about this or this. We're talking about this.
Cheer up. How can I cheer up when you told me how it ended?
Russell is such a goober.
Absolute.
How you doing, Natalie? Soul Eater was one that I've been meaning to watch. I just never have gotten around to.
Is that the one where he turns into a Sai?
Yeah, it's Reapers in training going to Reaper school underneath Principal Grim Reaper.
I didn't realize that the show went on for not too long, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah. It came out during a bunch of other shit, I think, is what happened.
I feel like I saw like so much of it though.
Yeah.
God, keeps on escaping my mind. But there's an anime. Oh, Inuyasha. I think that was actually my first anime.
Inuyasha.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't put a name to the... Can't put a face to the people.
Me neither.
Oh, the cat samurai guy.
Yep.
I didn't like that one.
I have fond memories of it, and I refuse to watch it just in case those fond memories are just lies.
Yeah. Cells at Work is pretty good.
That's a pretty cool show.
Yeah.
I like it.
I always like anime that's just like normal ass shit going on. Are we done, Natalie?
No, I'm not done.
Okay. Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry if we're distracting you. There's so much anime out there that I've watched that I can't even remember the name of, you know?
That's fair.
Like, there was this weird one where everybody had, like, a monster of questionable gender, and they were married. But it was, like, a slice of life, like, not a horny one. It was just, like, a cute one, you know? And the main dude had, like, this very tall, like, alpaca-looking thing that was adorable. That liked to glomp his head. It
I
was
have
weird.
no idea what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
no, that one's an obscure one, but I just thought it was a fun one.
What
Another
about Bakugan?
Bakugan.
Bakugan is such a fucking normie anime.
Beyblade. Let it rip.
Beyblade was so popular when I was in school.
I woke up early in the morning to watch Beyblade, to be honest.
I woke up early in the morning to watch Pokemon Black and White.
That too. That too. I can. One obscure anime that I can think of is that the whole magic system, like, it's in a world where demons, like Japanese demons, exist, but the magic system is very cubed.
It's
Like,
what?
they contain them using cube magic, and that was it. I don't.
What?
Yeah.
Let's see if Google has anything. Kekaishi?
Maybe. Let me see.
52 episode.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Was it good?
It was there. Mind you, this is Toonami, where it's 12 in the morning and I'm tired as hell, so I'm still watching stuff because I'm bored.
Yeah.
So not all the information processed, I was just looking at all the pretty colors and effects.
Familiar of Zero was one that I remember watching. But it's, once again, one of those ones that's classified as a harem anime. A lot of the... Hmm? Oh, she said
Familiar
we'll be right
Observer?
back. The Familiar of Zero.
Oh,
The gimmick of that show is that everybody in Magic World has a familiar, and it's like some sort of creature, like a golem or some shit. And then
Yeah.
the worst witch in school who just explodes things by accident, because she can't do any other magic because she's just not good at magic. Accidentally summons a human from another world who is the only person that can wield a talking sword. And that's pretty much the whole show. And then later on, it turns out that that her magic is actually explosion magic, and the reason everything was exploding up was because she just had the strongest magic, you know?
Mm.
It's not a good show. But
Doesn't sound like the greatest.
it's not that entertaining. It got so boring.
Is the magic system at least fun?
Nope.
That's boring.
I looked up the most obscure anime that nobody remembers, and number 3 is One Piece 4Kids dub.
We should watch that.
I'm down, dude. I'll watch One Piece 4Kids dub with you.
We should watch Yu-Gi-Oh! 4Kids dub too.
Oh, God. I kind of want to just watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Good, though.
Was it ever
I would
really
like to
good?
watch Yu-Gi-Oh! with you.
Yu-Gi-Oh's good. It's just like you're taking an acid trip sometimes, you know?
100%. But it's the best kind of acid trip.
My favorite thing is going online to Reddit to people who actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! And being like, is anybody ever going to talk about how Yugi's deck is actually hot trash and none of those cards are any good?
It's hilarious. It's hilarious that one of his cards set like monsters on fire, but he apparently used it to set the forest on fire to send a message.
Yeah. I tooled ISIS into submission.
Basically. God, I love that animation.
Felipe,
Uh-huh.
what is that one story about? It's like old ass written story about that dude who gets sent to jail, but then comes back for revenge as a rich asshole. It's not an anime; it's a book.
Elaborate, because like yeah.
You know what I'm
I
talking
need
about?
more. You need more elaboration.
Oh, stream's paused. You doing something,
Oh.
Ned?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, let me just
Because at first I thought you were going to talk about a cask of Amontillado?
Yes,
Something like that. Oh, well, I mean,
The Count of Monte
Kinda.
Cristo. That's what it's called.
Count of Monte Cristo.
That anime is not that good either, but it was interesting.
Is that an anime?
They made it into an anime, and it was actually kind of
Why?
interesting. And it made me read the book, and I was super into the book.
Well, that's good. The book is funny.
The book is funny.
Just because it's a spiteful. Just because it's a
That
spiteful
entire
man.
book is just a revenge porn.
Yeah.
It's super satisfying to read.
Is the end? The end is where he bricks up his friend into a wall,
I don't.
right? 'Cause I
Okay,
don't remember that part being that long. It's
the-
like how you're describing it, you're making it sound like it's a different book.
No, the anime was based in a future world with like spaceships and shit.
Why?
Might have to watch that.
Did you use this guy?
I have, yes.
Did Kaiser?
Kaiser did, yes.
Did Felipe?
Hmm.
All of you did?
Did you
Did what?
use Roderick or whatever his name is?
I did not.
Well, Natalie's going in again. One thing I like about that show is it has the chowder clothes where they move around and like their clothes are like the background, you know?
That's pretty cool. I
It
like
is.
that.
It's a really
I
good
really like-
style. Like I do recommend you watch the anime because it might really be down your lane, you know?
Maybe. I like the story as it is. I'm
I-
not sure if I'll like it after they changed it.
It is pretty different. Like there are definitely
Um,
similarities between the book and the anime because, you know, but it is so much a different story because he's got like this dark something in his head. I can't remember too much.
From what I remember of the book, is that it's just a guy who really hates this other guy. Not, I don't remember the plot.
Doesn't he get sent to jail for something?
I don't remember if he did.
Well, in the anime, that's what happens, and then he comes back super fucking rich and shit, and then takes revenge on the 3 people that betrayed him. Like one of them stole his fiance or some shit. It was a long time that I watched that anime and then read the book, so I could just be mixing the two up, you know?
Maybe you're right. I could be wrong. It's been a while.
It's pretty fun. I still think it's a fun anime. I can't remember enough of it to say for sure whether or not it was good. But I do remember enjoying watching it, you know?
Yeah. Is there another Inuyasha kind of thing where you're not gonna go watch it just in case it's bad?
Inuyasha?
Yeah. Like, I remember having good feelings about it. I don't want to watch it because...
Well, no, I might, like,
good
because I'm
feelings
talking
about
about it, I might watch it again because I don't remember how it ended, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was definitely interesting enough for me to remember it. To,
Yeah.
like, it's not something where I was like, I probably will never watch this again. It was just something like, okay, I watched that. That was fun. What's next, you know? It was during that phase of my life where I was just consuming all anime that was available to me. Like, I watched it all. Slice of life, fucking action, romance, ecchi. Just straight up horror. One that I've never watched that I wanted to watch was the Dragon Maid one, but I just have not had the drive to go watch that one, you know?
Mononoke is a pretty good anime. It's a horror one, but it's
Yeah.
fantastic. Our direction that they chose for it is amazing. They're releasing a movie, and I'm very excited.
Foolish ambitions to rest.
There really is just so much fucking content out of there. It's absurd, you know?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I completely forgot about there's this one called Excel World, which is not good at all and very weird. It's like your classic virtual reality thing. And the premise of it is that there's this secret game that nobody knows about, and you only can get in if you're invited in by somebody else. And the world in the game in that world runs at a different time than the rest of the world, where it's like 100 times slower than real time. So like the people have been alive for like thousands of years inside of the game, you know? It's very interesting, but it's not good. Main character is this fat kid, and then he attracts the attention of the hottest girl in school, because why wouldn't he? And she invites him to the game, and then it turns out he just has the best avatar in the game, because it can fly, and nobody's been able to fly. And there's like this whole, like, you got your, like, 6 fucking powerful dudes who control everything, and he's part of a prophecy that is supposed to bring a new order to the game world or some shit. Because, like, if you live 1,000 years in that world, that pretty much is your reality, you know?
Yeah.
I like the premise, but it's just the show sucks.
I like the main character's design. It's very cute.
Yeah, that's that's what I did like about it. That he was just a different person. You know, he was just a
It was
completely
something different compared to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure average 16-year-old.
uh,
I don't think there's really a lot of animes that do depict, which I understand, but there's not a lot of animes that depict just chubby characters.
yeah, I wish they did more.
Yuri on Ice did for a bit, but then he got fit after a while.
The Fruit of Evolution also did that.
Naruto does.
Naruto does too. Yes, I
I
love
think I know what you're
Choji.
talking about.
Choji's one of my favorite characters in Naruto.
Well, not even that, but there's this really hot woman who then just gets fat when she gets older.
She's still hot.
But like, normally it's the other way round. You'll get a character who starts fat and then they're just all of a sudden really sexualized.
Yeah.
But it was the reverse, you know what I mean?
That's what I appreciate about Naruto and One Piece so much is that they're not afraid to just have fat characters be fat, you know? They don't have to be the most attractive people. They can just be big fat dudes and everybody loves them. That's
Not
great.
everyone in Fairy Tail is attractive.
That's true.
But then again, he's friends with Oda, so like,
The important ones are attractive.
I wish there was more unattractive people in anime. Or
Yeah.
traditionally unattractive.
we met Anki in Fairy Tail.
Was there an Anki in Fairy Tail?
There is an Anki
Yeah.
in Fairy
All he
Tail.
cares about is money.
He's a bad guy.
And instead of saying it smells like opportunity, he says it smells like money and stuff like that.
M-
Sounds like money's about to be made. I was like, this would just be Felipe.
The Fruit of Evolution is a terrible anime where fat kid gets transported to a different world and he has HUD and shit, and he gets transported specifically to Monkey Forest, where this specific fruit that nobody knows grows there called the Fruit of Evolution, and if consumed, there's a 99% chance that you'll die if you're a human. But there's a 1% chance that you survive. But if you survive, you're no longer considered human. You're something else. And so Fat Kid becomes super handsome and skinny. And attracts, or upsets a really big pink gorilla. But then he beats the gorilla, and then the gorilla really likes him. And then that gorilla transforms into a very sexy babe. And that is the premise of that show.
Boo.
Bullshit.
Ooh, you know what's
Bullshit.
one I completely forgot
Bullshit.
about that I
Bullshit.
said I wanted to watch, and I did, but then I stopped watching it. I followed this book series called Berserk of Gluttony, and that one has a super interesting system. And I remember the show being pretty good too. And I should check into it to see if season 2's out. The premise of that one is that in this world everybody is born with certain special skills, but you can't like get new ones. You're born with what you're born with, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the main character's skill is called gluttony, where he's always hungry. But he's level 1 and he can't level up at all because his skill is so shit, you know? So he's forced to like work for pennies and shit. But then he accidentally kills a person trying to save another person, and his skill gluttony activates, and he takes all of the all of the skills of the person he killed.
Oh.
And he can level up those skills, but he will forever be level 1, which means the only way to get stronger is he is forced to kill others to do that, but he doesn't want to do that. But because so his skill is specifically going against the god system or something, because it's one of the 7 deadly sins. So he'll be stuck at level 1. But because gluttony is activated now to its fullest potential, if he does not eat more and more things with skills, he will get hungrier and hungrier until he goes into a berserk mode and then just like kills the closest person around him. So he has to do this balance thing where he has to get stronger to fight stronger dudes, and he's trying to focus on killing bad guys. But the more he kills, the stronger gluttony gets.
Sounds very much like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing.
It is. It's. I mean, it's just like it's OP jack off bait. A lot of it is because it's just like this weak dude becomes strong. But I do think the magic system is super interesting. Like
Yeah.
I would recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah.
An anime that I've heard nothing about,
What?
but apparently the first season's pretty good. Rise of the Shield Hero.
Yep. I like that one. And then
What about we do healer?
oh, let's not talk about that on stream, please.
What about Konosuba?
I love
What about-
Konosuba.
What about Hitalia?
I don't know that
What
one.
about Suicide Squad Isekai?
No. Rise of the Shield Hero is a pretty good show up until about the end of season 1. And then it kind of falls off. And then season 2 is pretty okay, and then season 3 gets really stupid. They fucking took a dive out of the window on the 10th story, Felipe.
That's disappointing.
It fell off so hard.
Extremely disappointing.
It is. It's so sad because I really was liking that show and the idea behind it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Apparently everybody loved it, but then all of a sudden it got really bad.
That's because the idea behind it was so stupid. They didn't. Can I tell you my gripe with it?
Sure.
Main
I'm not gonna watch
character
that.
gets betrayed, becomes the most hated person in the kingdom. Everybody fucking hates him. He has no reason to like anybody, but he's still just being a good guy and saving people regardless, even though he's asking for money. So he becomes known as the Shield Saint. And he's just like a traveling dude who travels around and does good shit, cleaning up the other 4 heroes' messes that they keep making. Like, one killed a dragon, but because he didn't clean up the mess, it just caused a disease to spread through a town. But anyways, he reluctantly agrees to help fight against the army that was coming or whatever. And then we're just cool, I guess. And everybody likes him again because the queen said, "Don't be mean to this guy." After the king and his daughter was a asshole and bitch. And then we just kind of don't give a shit about everybody else. And then season 3 happens, and it turns out that the people we were fighting are from another world, and then we accidentally get transported to that world after being transported into this world, and then it's just a whole mess. Everything about it is
Why?
a mess.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know why they did
do
that.
Feels like a heckin' Horizon Forbidden West, but again.
Right?
Wow.
They didn't need to, because there was this whole interesting gimmick where, like, because he said he doesn't care anymore, he unlocked the rage system, which was like he was becoming the enemy kind of, so he was fighting that side of himself with like unlocking these cheat skills basically to do more damage to people instead of just being a protector, because he didn't care about the world anymore. But it was a super interesting concept, and then they just decided to not do that anymore.
Dumb.
It is dumb.
Very dumb.
He also adopts a little raccoon furry girl from a slaver who's like 11, but
No.
she's a beastkin.
No. No.
So because she
No.
levels up more, she became level 18, and her age adjusted so that she was 18.
That's...
Because that's how the beastkin age, apparently.
eh.
He also has a little chocobo that he hatches, but then it also becomes a lolly.
No!
Yeah.
Why?
And then he also has the princess's little sister who's a good magic, who's also a lolly. It's the
I hate
lolly
it.
harem.
I hate it so much.
If it wasn't for that and the other thing, the show would have been really good,
God.
Like, I was willing to look past the fucking terrible lolly because he wasn't like being horny about it. Like the raccoon girl and him do kiss, but she technically became an adult in the show, so it's I can look past it, you know. It's just the rest of it is so bad. Natalie, how's it going?
Yeah, I haven't
Just
heard.
listening to your conversation.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Are we distracting you?
Every time I start the fight, you guys just start the conversation back up.
I'm sorry. We can
I'm just slowly losing my mind.
we can
I'm trying to focus.
we're just trying to be entertaining. I'm sorry.
I don't want to be rude and say don't talk.
Well, that's fine. Like, if you need to, you should have just told us. We can
But
be quiet for a
whenever
bit.
I try to talk and Kaiser's playing, you guys tell me to be quiet.
Do
When
we?
did I do that?
Yeah.
When?
There was one time I joined the stream, Kaiser was in the middle of boss fight. I didn't know. I wanted to start a conversation, and both of you, Taylor was like, Kaiser's trying to concentrate. We don't talk. And then Felipe was like, yeah.
I don't remember that, but if it did happen, I'm sorry. Kaiser gets gamer mad, and I don't like when he's gamer mad, so I try not to talk.
I just don't want to be rude and ask you to stop, but
Okay.
He does get very easily gamer mad.
I would prefer if you did say something, because I had no idea it was distracting you. I thought about it, but then I'm like, she would have said something if that was the case.
you know me, Taylor.
I do know you, but I also don't think about that all the time. Okay.
All in my head, I was like, they stop talking for Kaiser, but they don't stop talking for me.
No, that's not what it was. It just, you didn't seem bothered by it, so that's... I mean, it legitimately just was, I didn't know it bothered you, sorry.
Well, I don't mind the occasional talk. It was a non-stop conversation.
Yeah.
And it just felt like every time I was trying to concentrate, you got louder and louder, and I'm like,
Did not mean to. Well, this has been your daily dose of anime. Back to the game.
I'm just annoyed because every time I do well, I just get knocked off the ledge.
Yeah.
I don't like, and I've said this 100 times over. I don't like games that make something harder just by adding a few zeros to a stat or oh, the boss isn't harder, but there's no flaw, so good luck.
I do think he's legitimately a difficult fight, but I understand
He's
what you're
not
saying.
a difficult fight. My issue with him is there's not enough space to fight him.
Well, that's part of the challenge with this one, you know.
I don't mind that being a challenge if it was my choice to fight him here. But if you're forced to fight him there, then that's another whole bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yes, I've used this mechanic before for some of my bosses, but the players chose to fight them in these enclosed spaces.
Thou art of passing skill.
Okay.
Blood must truly run in thy veins.
That's the other thing, is he just randomly seems to go into I'm gonna 12-hit combo you
Yeah.
mode. And I'm not doing anything that would provoke it. It just randomly is like, yeah, you know what? What if you didn't play the game?
Well, you're guarding, aren't you? I believe that's the proc for him to, like, break your guard.
Okay. Sometimes it also just doesn't let me switch back to my shield, which is interesting.
Well, it's because you accidentally try to cast a spell again, so it has to go through the animation of like, oh wait, I don't have magic.
That's dumb.
It's the same if you try to drink an empty flask, there's just a whole animation for it.
It's dumb.
On the plus side, I don't think there are too many bosses that use the mechanic of there are ledges you can just fall off of, right, Felipe?
As far as I'm aware, not too many.
I can't think of like any besides
It
Mario.
sounds like his main mechanic is just, oh, you don't have enough space to fight me. Good luck.
I am
I don't
going to
really
be
struggle with that.
100% honest with you. I didn't have too much of an issue with it, but I get where you're coming from. And I guarantee you that they did this fight and were like, this isn't hard enough, and got rid of the ledges and be like, there we go.
I promise you, that's exactly what it is. This isn't hard enough, so they got rid of the ledges.
Yeah.
There was another game I really hated the boss in. I don't remember it. I purged it from my memory. But there was a boss that just, it wasn't that hard, but it was supposed to be like one of the final bosses, and their mechanic was there was just traps that you could accidentally step on and it would just set you off.
That sounds stupid.
Like the floor was tiles, and you had to remember which tiles were like death traps, basically.
Yeah, that's bullshit. With this one, you just don't go near the ledge, but like if you have to remember where traps are and fight a boss, that's garbage.
Don't get me wrong, it's a cool mechanic, like, but it needs to be executed right.
That's the thing. You can't have it. Oh, yep. You can't have it. For something like that, you have to make it obvious, but you can't also make it too obvious to where it's just like, okay, I just won't fight over there, you know. It's got to be a thing where, like, if in the moment you're gonna forget it, but that's so hard to pull off correctly.
He had this dumb thing. I'm just gonna let him kill me. Yeah, he had this dumb thing, like, between one of his phases, he ran out of the room, and he let a bunch of minions come in and fight you, and then while doing that, he's talking to you on, like, an intercom, and he's like, I'm gonna mess up the traps in the room, and then basically he shuffles the tiles.
That's horrible.
So for the final stage, he comes back in, and now you have no idea where the traps are.
That sounds
Because it's
like not a good boss.
I think it was random every time, but I could have also just been young enough to the point that I
Just too stupid to remember.
Didn't figure out the pattern for the last stage.
Yeah, I get that. Playing video games as a kid is hard, man.
I mean, they were big tiles. Like, a tile was probably about the size of the street, but like...
As a kid, remembering it all was just like, I don't know.
I don't like mechanics like that.
Memorization mechanics, besides memorizing just a boss, is, yeah, I feel like a bit rough for a game.
I'm just getting pissed off talking about the ledges.
I mean, nothing's stopping you from summoning the dude. It's not cheating if the game offers it to you. If it progresses a quest, you know.
Okay. I don't know why I'm too dumb to figure out how to step over a spear, but I am.
Yeah. I get it, man. I've struggled. I too have been blocked by the mighty pole before. I think Felipe has too.
What?
Where you're just walking towards your runes, but then you get like cucked because a pole is an inch in front of your face.
Yes.
It's rough. It is so, and you can't like, you can dodge roll through the poles, but you can't dodge roll through the pikes, which sucks. And you get stuck on those, and you're like rolling panically, and then he kills you. Fireball.
Holy dagger, holy dagger, holy dagger.
Come on. Come for me, bitch! Ah! Ow, 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 ow. Okay. I'm sorry.
Fuck this tree.
He really just... He
You might
really
wanna
did
heal.
just say fuck the tree. Thank you. Did not see that I got hit.
Not those 12 times you got hit.
I'm tired. I'm on a buzz.
It's fine.
I'm angry because of dumb insta-kill mechanics. You don't see a Legend Dota, do you?
That would be really funny, actually, if there was ledges in Dota.
It's way
Hey.
too many heroes that could just knock you
Oh
off.
no, 100%.
That
Felipe.
there was cliffing, and they had a cliff. They had an update that was just the like the cliffing. People refer it to the cliff update because it was just okay.
Maybe dodging isn't the best for that because he just does so much knockback. Not dodging, blocking.
It's not even blocking. Like sometimes he just doesn't knock me back with block. It just sometimes the game is just like, you know what? There's a ledge behind you. I'm gonna knock you the full thing. I'm done. That was all. That was my
Okay.
grace. That was my grace. I'm done with fucking ledges.
Okay, you haven't lost that many, but that's fine.
Taylor, 90% of my deaths have been that dumb fucking ledge.
Yeah. It's quite unfortunate that that is a mandatory boss. Well,
Bye.
goodbye stream. We had
The
fun.
game, he is not even that hard. It's the ledge.
For everybody, it's something else, you know.
The tree sentinel was harder than that.